Welcome guys. In this video we're going to talk about multiple catch blocks. Okay, so in other words, handling multiple exceptional situations in your code. So crank up Visual Studio and let's go here. Using system, and now we're going to say namespace sample. Now we will say class program. Like that. And of course static void main. Like that. Okay, the entry point into the program. Alright, so now that we have an entry point into the program, we're going to the following. We'll type try, and then we'll have a catch, and then after that we'll have one more catch. And sometimes it's necessary to handle multiple exceptional situations, so this mechanism allows us to do that well. Okay, we'll delete this. What we're going to do is try to do the following. So console.writeLine and enter top, so the semicolon, integer top equals integer.parse like this, and then console.writeLine, I'm sorry, read line rather, and then close out the semicolon. And then we're going to enter the bottom of our fraction. We're forming a fraction, console.writeLine, and then enter bottom, close out the semicolon, and now integer bottom equals int.parse, like that, and console.readLine. Okay, so that's good. And now what we are going to do is try to form the quotient of the two, so int quote equals top divided by bottom, like this. Okay. Or if you wanted to, you could, but this will do for our purposes. And then we'll try to write it, so console write line and just write the quotient to the screen. Okay, now a couple of things can happen. First of all, we could try to divide by 0. That's one kind of exception. So we'll divide by 0. That's an exception class, you see? And then EX, and in the body, we're going to type console.writeLine and then EX.message to display a message. And also, we can trace things. We can type console.writeLine and write EX.stackTrace. Okay, so you can trace the source of the message, okay, of the error. Now the other possibility might be that somebody tries to input something that's not valid numerically. So we can have a format exception, EX, and then basically take the code from here and paste that down below, and that'll do. Now let's delete this. Now it looks like this. So here's our simple class. Have a try followed by two catch statements, and then at the end let's put console.read key. Let's give this a build. That looks like this. Okay. Alright, so let's go debug and step into this application. There you go. Enter top 7. So that should work, correct? Enter the bottom 8. Right? Print that. Notice that none of the catch ones are cold, and then we just wait for user input. Of course. And remember, because this is division of two integers, the result is 0 because 8 does not go into 7 any whole number of times. It's that division, keep that in mind. Alright, so let's close this. Now on the other hand, let's take a look at a couple of the cases. So we'll step into and go through this. So now I'll enter some, hit enter, and notice that this goes down to the format exception. You see this? I typed in a string instead of a numerical value, at least as something that can be easily converted to a numerical value. So this is called down below in the format exception class, and then it's going to call get the message out of it, and then the stack trace. So if you look here now, see you've got Input string was not in correct format. That's one message, and the other one is the stack trace. So let me go to properties and then options, font, layout here. Make this window bigger. Okay. So it says input string was not in correct format. Add system.number.string to number. You see this? So there's stuff that happens under the scene that we don't necessarily see, but nevertheless it tells you the line, and in that sense this is the stack, and you can trace through the stack to see what the origin is of the error. Let's unload that from memory. And then you can try it with some other options, other input types to see what happens with those. But that's it. So what you've just learned is how you can handle potentially multiple exceptional situations so that the application doesn't crash. Okay, but displays perhaps a useful message of some kind. Alright, and that is it. So thank you very much. If this is the first portion of the code. This is the second portion. Of course, there's also the PDF in the sidebar. If you need to, you can refer to that. Thanks very much.